Welcome to another episode of the On Paved Path Talk. My name is Peter Wanzi and I'm your host. Today is another episode and we'll be talking with MC Jean Baptiste. Ever since I started the On Paved Path Talk podcast, there are a number of people I've kind of profiled that I'm like, I need to get this guy on. I need to get this lady on. I need to get... And one of the people I've been profiling and following up for more than weeks now and months now is MC Jean Baptiste. And we're going to talk about something very, very interesting. Not in your regular lane. We're going to be talking about events. How this guy right here makes over 1K, more than that. Just MC, just using the mic. 2 hours, 3 hours every Saturday. And the bank alert or the bank account is just sorry. How he does that, what we need to do that, what you need to do that. He's going to be laying all of that for us right here. Remember, the goal of the On Paved Path Talk podcast is to diversify our skill sets, right? Remember, we come to the US from various African backgrounds, so various African countries. And once we get here, we are told this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. Right. And some people are just like doing it the other way around. They're getting the standard form of engaging with society, but at the same time, they are not letting their skill sets die. Yes. And we are going to unveil all of those skill sets in the US as we possibly can. And today, we're going to start this show by introducing the one and only JB. Welcome to the On Paved Path Talk, brother.
Why, brother? Well, thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. You know, I looked up to you so much in my community, and you've been trying to get me on. It's been a little bit, some hiccups here and there, but at least we're finally here today. So thank you.
Man, I'm the one. Thank you. It's like it's a privilege for me to really host you on the On Paved Path Talk. I don't know if you've been on a podcast before. Or this is like your kind of. I know you're the man of MC, but you're an MC guy. But I don't know if you've been on this kind of setup before.
No. This is my first time, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is my first time.
What happened? How did you miss this part of your journey?
And to be very honest with you, my brother-in-law is actually running Stuck in the Middle podcast over there in Maryland. Yes, he's been trying to get me on, but something you will get to know about me is that I'm a little bit shy.
Oh, that's impossible. That's impossible, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so it's been one of those things where I get a little bit shy sometimes, but guess what? Now I'm here today, and I think after this, I will get onto more podcasts.
Yeah. So who is Jean Baptiste? If
oh wow,
for our viewers, I mean, I know you have been following you up right now for maybe like 2 years or so. So yeah, I kind of know you like the guy out there on events, but who's the guy behind the scene?
Well, before we run this night, it's only good if we start by me offering you something, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the first time I'm getting something like this on the show. So
yeah, I had to bring you something. You're doing a wonderful job.
This, man. I really appreciate this. I'm probably gonna have some of it during this podcast.
Absolutely.
Thank you, man.
So you're welcome. So who is Jean Baptiste? Jean Baptiste, as you can tell, it's a name which means John the Baptist. If you're a Christian. I am actually from Cameroon. Yeah, I was born in the Northwest province and raised by parents from 2 different regions. I would say, let's say 3 different regions, because my mom is from the Northwest and the Center region, and my dad is from the West province. So that's my parentage. I came from Bamenda. That's where I grew up, went to Starlight College, went to St. Beat, where I actually left from there, went to University of Yaoundé too. Then when I got to the US, I went to Paloma College. That's about my educational background. And now talking about me as JB, the MC, man, it's been years and years. So I didn't just get up from nowhere and start talking on the mic. I have been an MC now for about 25 plus years.
Oh, really? I can like see some.
Oh, yeah.
I gave you just rolling some of those images. And so where are you like in those 2 images?
You can tell the one where I'm dressed with the brown shoes and with the black mic on my hand like that. That was back in Form 5 in Starlight College. I was hosting the socials for that night. The other one where I'm dressed in the Adidas and the Cook hat. That was in the University of Yaoundé too. I was also hosting an event in the my complex, man.
So how did this fire ignite? Like,
wow.
At what point did you say, I think I'm good with the mic and I'm just going to have it impact people during events?
Yeah, that was right. Sometime when I was in Form 1 already.
Oh, really?
So my cousin through marriage. Yeah. So Changeng Deodatus, I had to mention his name. He's now in Boston. So he actually had his graduation from primary school going to Sacred Heart. So we had to do like a graduation at home.
Okay.
So he was like, they used to call me Teng Speshi. So I was so he said, Teng Speshi, I want you to host my graduation. I was like, how will I do it? Look at all these uncles and aunts. He said, no, you have to do it. So I did that graduation. And since then, at that very, very young age, I have been using my ruler and my pens, and they've been my mic for all these years. So I picked it up from there, and every little thing in St. Bates, I will be hosting everything, even in Starlight, until it took me to that point where I started getting paid for doing what I was doing.
Wait, so you're saying, what did you study first? Let's start from there.
Okay, yeah. So I studied mankind.
What was that?
I studied mankind. So when it comes to educational wise, I was very, very science inclined. Science inclined. But my older brother, the first, he wanted me to be an art student. So I got my O levels, went through. I did science instead of doing the science. I went and did art. So being an art student, I was a very lazy art student because I did history, literature, philosophy, and religious studies.
But that's what lays down the foundation for you to know that life is going to be hard later.
And there you go. Yeah. Then when I went to university of Yaoundé too.
Okay.
Yeah, law as a law student.
Oh, law.
Yes.
Not
law.
Communication.
No communication. So that's why I said I studied mankind because I did a little bit of everything. Then when I got to the US, I was going into physical therapy.
What?
Physical therapist, and I did a minor in movie making.
Oh,
that's
so
why
that's
I said mankind.
Wait. Is that the point where you like kind of professionalize your MC skill sets? Or because if you started St. Beats donkey years ago and you already had the gift, you just been building on it during events, or how did you really get the skill to the point where you have it right now?
So, very good, very wonderful questions. In St. Bees, they used to call me Father Jean Baptiste. Everyone thought I was going to be a priest.
Okay. I mean, you studied religion and philosophy.
When I went to Starlight, I was a social prefect. And now it drifted from Father Jean Baptiste to C Murder. That was my nickname, C Murder. That's a rapper that back in the days in the US. Yeah, so I don't know why they gave me that name. And I carried that name for a while because I thought I was going to be a rapper.
I mean, you still carry some of the...
Then now when I went to the University of Yaoundé too, they calling me American boy because my style was all about copying the American style, the rap style and all that stuff. So to answer your question, I have always been transitioning from one thing to another. While I was in the university, while I was in Upstate back in high school, I actually got into movie making. One of my greatest movie directors of all time, Niba Lawrence in Cameroon. Yeah, Niba Lawrence took me. We did movies from Starlight and all the way to university. I was still working with him. So I have been in movies. That is where I think I actually got the stage presence from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talking about the stage presence, what does it take for anyone to become an exceptional MC? Oh, by the way, for my viewers, I'm assuming that everyone knows what MC stands for, unless you want to give us a little bit more clarification. Yeah,
you can spell MC two ways. You can spell it just M and C, which means Master of Ceremony.
Okay.
Or you can spell it with the EMCEE, which is also still MC, and it also goes for the same thing. Now, an MC is someone who actually runs an event.
Okay.
Yeah. An MC, you handle events and you are the master of the ceremony, which means before everything is done, it has to go through you. In philosophy, we call it the middleman.
Okay.
Yeah, with the middle. I don't want to use those highfalutin language. Okay. Or
my ears were already like, I was like, what? Now let's go.
Yeah. So you could be an interlocutor. That's the name. Yeah. So you stand as the path between the the host or the celebrant of that day and the audience.
Okay.
That is what an MC is. Yeah.
And you need what skill sets exactly to do that?
Oh, to be an MC, it's a talent.
Okay.
And secondly, you can also learn how to become a good MC. Someone like me, I think I actually put in some work plus the talent, which is my gift from God, because we all have that gift.
Okay.
Yeah. Depending on what you believe or who you believe in, you all have your own certain gift. So I think you need to have that talent, have the gift, then you also need to have the hard work which you put in for you to sustain whatever you're doing.
What happens when you get to an event or when someone calls you? Let's say I have a wedding and I want you to be my MC for the wedding. How is the third party? How does it translate? How do you begin the discussion with the person? Do you start like, oh, how do you want the event to be? Do you want it moody? Do you want it hot? Do you want it? And then how is the onboarding process?
Yeah, very good question. Sometimes a lot of folks jump into emceeing looking for money.
Okay.
When you go in for money, you kill your passion. Yeah. So your passion and your hard work should actually you should get paid.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about one of the greatest corporations on earth right now. They have an A on the name and it ends with an N. You should know them. So when they started the company, it took like 11 years before they made their first $1 million. But now they are one of the top in the world. So as an MC, you need to look for what you really want to do. When someone calls me on the phone, hey, JB, I want you to run my event. I try to build that connection with that person. Like I said, I studied mankind, so I look into the summum bonum, which is the sum total of all happiness. I try to give your event what you need. I don't just be like, okay, you're going to pay me $500. You're going to pay me $1,000. So I get paid. Then I show up. No, I try to create that rapport between me and you. And when we get that connection going on, even if I mess up in your first event, you're still going to come for me in the second one. But when I come for money and you pay me and it's not what you think it was going to be, you're never going to call me back, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So every event I've ever done, I have their phone numbers. I stay in touch with them. I communicate with them because you learn how to build mankind, build a society. That's what I do.
Oh wow! I never thought about emceeing as in depth like what you just meant. What I was just saying is like I see this guy on events. They're just spraying him with a lot of money, or he's asking people to spray a lot of money, and so he should be going back home with a lot of money. That's just like what I'm saying. He's there. He's making us feel good. We are having a good time during the event. But from what you're explaining right now, it's more in depth than that, right?
Yeah, it's more in depth than that. Like I said, I keep talking about money because that's why that's what we're doing these days. We're looking more into making money from the stuff that we do. I'm an IT specialist, engineer, Oracle database.
We'll just talk about it, yeah.
Yeah. So there is money coming from somewhere other than me holding a microphone. But with this microphone right here, this is my passion.
Okay.
This is my passion, growing that little boy from Old Town, Bamenda, growing there where from very humble beginning, it was not that easy, because I've always had situations where I've been on the radio prior to now. Okay. But this is my first time getting to actually express myself like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you go in for your passion and then money is going to kick in.
You go in for your passion?
Yes.
Then money is going to kick in.
Money is going to kick in. So have a career on the side that you like.
Okay.
When I got to the US, I had 10 years without holding a mic, without emceeing any event.
You were focused on first getting
I wanted to become a physical therapist. I wanted to also do that before I get into movie making. Yeah. So I hosted an event in 2010, Maryland, Starlight Reunion. After that, I never held a mic again until sometime in 2019, 2020.
What was the transition like being a physical therapist to wanting to get into cinematography, and then to the point where you are like an IT specialist? I know the reason why I asked that question is because it's like the very foundation of why I created this podcast.
Right.
A lot of people come here and they are told like from the start, be a nurse.
Right.
And then they spend maybe 5 years trying to discover that what that person told me is not actually what I wanted to do.
True.
So this is, but another thing is, when you get here, you only can have the information that the person who got you probably from the airport is telling you, like that's or the inner circle that you find here. You don't have a lot of information. For instance, I know today that you are an IT specialist.
Yes.
I can get to you and be like, okay, MC Jean Baptiste, how do I do to become
IT specialist.
an IT specialist?
Right.
So I no longer have to take 5 years to figure out nursing, and which I don't like, before I figure out that what I actually wanted to do is IT. I should have just like gone straight from day one. Right. I don't know if you had that kind of a feeling moving from physical therapy to cinematography, then to IT, which is what you like as a job, but keeping the mic as your passion.
Okay. You're a very smart guy. I must give you that. And I also want to tell you something about philosophy. Philosophy studies the less and less of everything.
Sure.
Okay? Which means, as a philosopher, you tend to understand about mankind. So while I was going to school, people keep telling me, you were so righteous, you look so holy, you have to become a priest. So going to school, I knew I was going to be a priest. And my uncle in Maryland, Uncle Raymond Asila Ambaye, he said, yes, you have to be a priest. So I was working towards becoming a priest. Along the line, people started telling me, no, you're good to be a referee. You should start doing games.
Oh wait, you're ref.
Yeah. Come on, man. Come on. I brought everything to show you, man.
Oh really?
Look at that. Take a look at that.
Oh, now you're right.
Look at that. What does that say?
Veteran. I don't. What's the other name?
Yes,
it's hard to pronounce.
There you go.
I don't want to destroy the name, but Abluwe.
Yep.
Memorial Tournament referee.
Yes.
Where is this?
That was in Minnesota. That was a Liberian tournament. I was the best referee. This is right here, Minkamp Soccer. What is that?
Yeah, that's the Minkamp Soccer referee, 2021.
And this one too.
This is the H Super League 2021 referee.
Exactly. And then this one too, veteran again, Abelao, yes, Memorial Tournament. So I just had to show you that.
I mean, I forgot completely about this part of
yes, it's good
this
to
part
have
of
it right
JV. Let's have this things. Let's have them right here when I'm seeing them.
There you go. So why am I showing you these things? I'm showing you, and these are just the ones I could lay my hands on, because I also have medals which I got from Eleganza as their coach, soccer coach. I used to coach, so
you used to coach too.
They'll call me Mourinho as a coach. So why am I telling you all these things? As a human being, right? When you limit yourself to doing one thing at a time, you don't get the greatness.
Sure.
I do a little bit of almost everything. Before I call someone to come and do a repair in my house, I should have gone on YouTube, and I can't do it no more before I actually call a repairer to come do it.
Is that a good thing?
It's a good thing.
Why do you say so? I mean, I've heard a lot of motivational speakers. We usually say, stick to one thing, be good at it, and just stay there. Or let's say for someone like an IT specialist, like you will say, okay, just be a good database
administrator,
specialist or engineer, and just be perfect at it to the point where maybe you can create some new databases for us somehow, something called JB databases. I don't know. But I'm a big fan of diversifying your skill sets and not sticking to just one thing, because I believe I can do like a lot of things, so I usually don't want to like confine. So it's good to learn or to hear that same kind of perspective from someone else. You can keep all of them in a wheel.
Yep.
The skill sets can always be in the same wheel.
Absolutely.
So one taps and from the other one. I'm just saying, because if you're a nurse and then you're an IT specialist and then you're those fields that are maybe contradictory to each other, it becomes very difficult for you to harness all your skill sets. Yep. But for someone like you, with what you're saying right there, it's actually very possible to be a coach, good coach, to be a good referee, to be a good MC, to be a good now I'm just forgetting all the hats you kind of getting a good mankind specialist.
So, like I said, philosophy studies the less and less of everything. When you go into chemistry or biology, you study more and more of that particular thing. You talk about the cosmos. You do a lot of that, and then you don't know anything about any other thing. So you have limitations, right? One of the most smart people on Earth, we have the astronauts. They study, they know a lot of geography, mathematics, calculations, and all that stuff. How much do they get paid?
That's a good question.
The base salary?
I will take a rough guess here. What did you say, mathematicians?
No, astronauts.
I would just say the make at least 6 figures. To be
Okay,
to
let
be
me
safe.
blow your mind. It starts from 65K.
How is that possible?
Yeah.
I mean, like the guys who go to the moon, or
Yes, the guys who go to the moon.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
they're about 65K, and the amount of education, the knowledge which they have, they're very savvy people.
Yeah, for sure.
But now they don't get paid what they really need, right? So you look at someone now who gets into an IT program and comes out after 2 years and is making 240K.
Mm-hmm.
And you get an astronaut who's been to school their whole life
Mm-hmm.
and comes out and is making 65 base pay and climbing up,
Mm-hmm.
right? What does that tell you? It tells you that in life, we are going to spend most of our time in the graveyard.
In the graveyard?
Yeah. You have at most 120 years to be alive as a human being, right?
I mean, the Bible says 70 or 80 years.
There you go. So at most, we're looking at this current generation. About 120 for you to be alive, right? Rest of it, where would you be? When you drive towards the graveyard, what do you see?
Where I'll be someday.
There you go. You see tombs of people who have been gone like in the 14th century and 15th century, right?
That's correct.
What does that tell you? It tells you that now that you're on earth, when you are living, use the time that you have to put value. Mm-hmm. Whatever you can do to give back to your community, you do it. Mm-hmm. Right? That's why for me to be a referee is not because I really wanted to be. Folks thought I was going to be, right? That was on Form 5. Upstate. I had to ref one game. And since then, when I got to the US, I've done over 250 games. Mm-hmm. Okay? And I'm helping my community, also making money on the side. Yeah, but sure. The most important thing is for me to give back to my community. Again, now when you go into me being an MC, that is my passion. Okay? If you go to Cameroon and you look at movies like Black Vampire, Student's Court, One Womb, that I produced and directed, those are movies you're going to find me in there as a movie actor. So many people meet me and they're like, where do I know you?
Oh, you do movies too?
I told you.
It's like I didn't do my assignment.
Yes, so I
tried as much as I could. Like I did a lot of assignment. These papers can testify to that. Yeah. I didn't have I was totally on the blackout on that.
So I did a couple movies back home. Mm-hmm. I did a couple movies back. The greatest I did was Black Vampire that I featured there.
Probably have to check that out.
Please do. So my point in life is while you're alive, give back, and while you're giving back, make meaning of your life because. People talk of Einstein. People talk of Kennedy, John F. Kennedy. Those are people who did stuff while they were alive. So when you're gone, it's going to speak for yourself. No one is going to forget Barack Obama.
For sure.
Right? It's because you're keeping a certain level of where no one can actually break through.
Yeah, it's like what you're saying is it's very touching. It's very inspirational. I think I tweeted sometime back that we have to learn how to build, to collect memories, not material things. I think that's like kind of what you're saying, right?
Thank you. Thank you. Yep.
Being a Cameroonian.
Okay.
What is your take on? I've spoken with a lot of people who usually when it comes to the US, they're like I don't want to be part of the community because I don't want headache. I don't want things from. It's like I left Cameroon, for instance, or I left Africa. I don't want anything else to do with Africa. I'm in a new place. I want to just learn how life here functions. I don't want to interact any longer with people. No, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What's your take? What's your take on that? For an MC like you, who usually probably MCs events where it brings the community together. Isn't that very important?
Well,
to be part of community.
You've asked me two questions. The first one is like when people don't want to go back home, or they tend not to assimilate with they embrace the new culture and let go of their part.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so I try to go back home every December.
No, not the one of you going back home. I'm talking of like the ones who come here. Like I don't want to say you are like, for instance, in an alumni group. Let's say you were Starlight
and Starlight. Yeah.
Probably maybe have some Starlight members here in the US who are like, no, I don't want to be part of that group again. Like that was Cameroon thing. I'm no longer interested in stuff like that. What's your take on?
I've had those kind of moments too in my life where I've been my Starlight group, St. Beats group. All of a sudden, you want to leave the group because maybe someone said something to you or something. You know, we.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah. I've had those kind of scenarios, and most of them they will have issues with like some gossips or money issues or other kind of stuff.
For sure.
But as a person, like I said, I belong to a group which is Starlight X students. That group, we are talking about issues dealing with Starlight. You understand? In that same group, I have individual relationships with members of the team or that group. So if we have 300 members in my group, you will never go through that group on WhatsApp and you see numbers without names. So every classmate that I know, I have their names on my phone, which means we have a communication.
Yeah, sure.
Even if I ever leave that group, I am still friends with them. You understand? Because I'm talking more to you about mankind. When you cannot relate with the society, then you are not actually going to tap from the blessings that we can get from this cosmos.
That's correct. That's correct. I mean, we've taken the discussion a little bit. Okay. Let's get back to emceeing.
Okay.
Because I want someone to see you today as an inspiration. And if they had that same talent, or if they have the same talent and they're just letting it lay down there, like go pick it up, pick that mic up, and you can exercise your passion while getting paid. That's the best part of it.
Yeah.
When you get into an event and it's moody,
yes,
how do you lift up spirits?
As you can see right now, I don't have my wedding ring on, right?
Oh, is that part of? Oh, yeah. Does it count?
Yes, it counts. I'm gonna get in trouble because my wife is gonna like, why didn't you have your ring on? Yeah. So where is the camera? Where can I?
I don't like.
Please, sweetheart, I'm sorry that I have my ring on. Okay, I think I forgot it in my backpack, so that's why I don't have it on. I just remember that. Already, I got you laughing, right?
That's correct. So
when you pull into an event. First things first, an MC is not a comedian.
Sure.
As an MC, you're not a comedian. As an MC, you're not going to do stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedians get paid for what they do. You as an MC, you're a master of a ceremony. Once you pull in there, I don't like dancing. What people don't know is I'm a very wonderful dancer. I used to dance very well. But along the line, I lost it.
It happens.
Other stuff came through. Okay. But I still got those moves. I can entertain you through my dancing skills. When I go to an event, all suited up, okay, if I start dancing and I lose a button, it's gone. The whole day I'm not going to be comfortable because right now I'm not, So certain things I would not do. I don't dance into an event, but once I get into an event, I see my crowd. Are they mid-age? Are they the young folks? Are they like baby boomers? From there now, I know how to interact with them. I speak Pidgin English. As I might talk Pidgin, I'm not Cameroonian.
Yeah, of course.
So sometimes I run through some events in Pidgin the whole time just to ensure that I'm relating with my audience. Sometimes when I go in there, I'll parler un peu français aussi, I speak some French to get to them. And if I go in there, I see someone who is from maybe Hispanic, I can greet you, hola, ¿cómo estás? So one or two things, when I do those things, I'm trying to relate with you. I don't come to an event and try to take the role of a comedian and try making people laugh. That's not what an MC does. Stick to the plan, stick to your script. Okay? As an MC, you should know what you're saying to keep the people going. You have a program that you're running through. The highest technique you need to have as an MC is improvisation. You call it improvisation. Yep. Improv, you need to know how to switch things when they're not going right. I was hosting an event one time and the groom came and told me, I will never ever mention the name. Don't even think, you will never find out who that person was. Say, Di Marino Golas. Yeah, that's what the groom told me. So that moment, I'm sitting there, I am an MC, Di Marino Golas, and I'm sitting here making people happy. I just know that bride is not going to
have a good time.
There you go. What did I do? I switched it up. I just said, okay, right now at this time, who here is happy being married? Come to the floor. No one came up.
Oh, really?
No one came up.
Not even the bride?
No one came up. Then I said, okay, now if you are not happy being married, why are you married to your wife or your husband? Let me repeat myself again. If you are happy being married to your wife or your husband, please come to the floor. Now everybody came up. Right? When they came, One uncle told me, "C'est petit frère, we go show you something for our side." You know? So when you go to an event, you see the atmosphere and you understand what is going on in there. You can relate. You cannot just be so stagnant. You've got to be a little bit dynamic. Like you can switch stuff. Sometimes we have to pray before we eat. They will say, "Oh, we cannot eat now because the food is not yet in the hall.
Yeah.
It's going to take 1 hour for us to get the food." What do? I can just switch into some games. And if I have I go to events with money, I always carry money. So I can pull like $20, $40 or even $100 and I start playing games and I give them away. I don't need to go meet the bride and groom and tell them, give me money to give to people. No, they're already stressed out there because the food is not in the hall. I'll go and I tell them, let's play some games. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, who wants to win $1? Who wants to win $10? They come and we play those games. Before they know, they are no longer hungry. Before you know it, we have our food. We eat the food now. And what goes on? The event continues. So you need to be a project manager while doing an event. You can't just go there and be like, I'm going to follow the script. Or we have to eat now. If I'm not eating now, then nothing's going to happen. You'll mess up the event.
and the event like relies on you almost 100% at that point.
Sure, you're the master of ceremony. You're the mistress of ceremony. You are like I said before. You're the middleman. Without you, those who do Scrum Masters and Agile coaches, they know what I'm talking about. There's no development team without the product owner, right? So you stand in between. Yeah. So you need to know what to tell them. Yeah, you can't just go out there and just not know. No, you as an MC, you need to know. I've been to events where every family member comes to me and be, "Oh, we need for talk now, so we need for make speech." No, you cannot talk. The bride and groom gave me a list of people they want them to talk. So there's no way you are going to actually talk, you know? Yeah. Or there's some certain things that you need to do, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's Gabe. Sorry for distraction. I just saw Gabe, the technician back there, just sending in a text right. Unfortunately, we couldn't have this live because of the time we're recording it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And Gabe is just throwing it right there. Like, we taught him the principles of being a great MC. I'm so impressed. I'll take this dude on the road. No, Gabe is a stand-up comedian. So that's
thank you.
I mean that's what we're talking about. Like just the best of the best, man. And how don't you have some fright like when you pick up a big event like a wedding?
Yes.
You know how expensive it is to get married in the US.
Yes.
And it's going to last 4 hours, or you're going to be talking 4 hours. This is very important 4 hours that you're going to be emceeing that event. Is there no? Don't you feel times a little bit some kind of stage fright?
No, I will be lying to you if I say I don't. I don't drink alcohol. Okay. I don't smoke. But I buy the highest alcohol you can think of. I mean,
you brought one for me.
So, like, my philosophical view is what is taking me places. A lot of people don't know how to build that human interaction with other people. They go more into money than going into building mankind. You understand? So, when I go to there's what they call Dutch courage. Dutch courage is you drinking or smoking or popping pills.
But you're not actually doing the thing.
You do those things because you want to go and get it. That's why you see some artists, they will get on they perform Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Sundays, Monday. How are they doing that? Some of them, they go through those things, right? Enhancements and stuff. I don't have Dutch courage. Dutch courage, I have to get a shot to go and get a mic and actually start talking, right? I don't need to have Dutch courage. What I do is, before I go to a performance, I do what people don't do.
You pray?
No. Yeah. Good one. My name for sure is Jean Baptiste. That's my actual name, which is the French for Jean Baptiste, who is the most righteous man who ever walked the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Yeshua. That's what Yeshua said, right? He said the most holy person that ever walked the face of the earth was John the Baptist. So when it comes to that, you can call me a pastor. Now, folks who actually just I call you, I want you to be my MC, and they just go and, you're going to pay me $3,000 and you get me a hotel room, get me a flight, and I'll come do your event for you. The moment you call me, you want me to do your wedding in the US or wherever, I'm very sorry, but I have to cancel you. I'm going to be a counselor. The first question is, are you happy being married to this man? If she says yes. Secondly, who actually is paying for this wedding? Some people don't tell. Because when you know who is paying for this wedding and who you're happy getting married, you now know what to tell them and what to talk to them about. You don't just go and just jump because a lot of people go in for the money. I don't go in for the money.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, the money is going to ruin your life because before you know it, 1 or 2 scanners will come out and no one's going to hire you.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So you create this human interaction with people. So I want to know what you're doing. We can talk. I will talk to the husband because most of the time they send the women to come and get an MC because they know the woman will actually get you for cheaper.
Does it work?
It works sometimes.
Oh, sometimes? Why?
Yeah.
Why sometimes?
It's mankind. So you man, you give to the woman. You give to the woman, right?
Yeah, sure.
Even though, yeah. So my brother, what I'm basically saying is when I get a call about a particular event, I actually tell them, counsel them a little bit, try to find out what reasons why they're getting married. If it's high school love, I just met him, or I just need to be in someone that I truly love. Then you can even tell from the energy that you as an MC don't put in too much. Yes, don't put into no, you need to know that. If they tell you, or if Gabe is going to tell me, hey, JB, let's go to downtown, you're going to introduce me as a comedian for tonight. Already, Gabe is a household name. Why do I want to tell them about him again? You know, I want to make them know, he's going to make us laugh. If he doesn't make us laugh tonight, we're coming after his life, you know. So basically, you need to know what you're going to do. When you see from the energy, we don't want married, we don't want me anything big happen. So basically, what do? I put in the energy you're giving me. Because I charge $500 an hour, some events.
Okay.
But I charge some events I do like $50 if I understand that, well, this one doesn't need me talking. I just need to go in there and in and out. So the chemistry you give is what you get. But most people don't get that. But there are so many great MCs out there. So many who are actually doing the right things. You know, MC Nice, MC Clean, MC Bertrand,
MC Amen.
MC Amen. Oh, come on, man, that's my dog right there, man. Yeah. So MC Gustav Achu, Bendrix. There's so many doing wonderful stuff. Yes, so many. We just need to actually try to understand that these people have their own talents. They have their Uncle Chinese. Wonderful MC.
Yes.
Uncle Chinese, wonderful MC. You know, wonderful
very
MC.
entertaining man.
Mabel Chocolate.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if she were in town, probably I would have.
She's now in Boston. Mabel Chocolate. Yeah. So you have a lot of these people. I don't even want to go to Maryland. Maryland, there's so many great Cameroonian MCs there. Dasi, Bertrand, Top Mano, wonderful MCs. You know, but all these people right here, they have their own uniqueness in being an MC.
Yeah.
You cannot copy from someone. Even if you have to copy, at least have the talent, the passion, then be hardworking, you will get it.
So is that the advice you're telling someone who's starting off?
No one starts off being an MC.
Really?
They take a chance to expose themselves.
Where do you start?
You don't start being an MC. You already know you're an MC.
Okay.
From the moment you interact. And like you tell me, Beyonce started singing from church. She not just, she there you go. It started from her house before she got to church and now she is a superstar, right? Yeah, you don't just start off doing something. You have it in you. All the greatest, Pele, Diogo Armando Maradona, Roger Milla, JJ Okocha, those Ronaldinho, Samuel Eto'o, those are my best players. So these people actually have been doing it before they got to that level. Ronaldinho will tell you he played football for 18 hours a day. Right? But if you're an MC, where you go somewhere, even at work, when you're trying to do something, the way you talk, they'll be like, oh, you have a good oratory power. You can talk. People can tell when they see what you have.
That's what that's why I'm wondering. Without studying communication, I know you did a little bit of cinematography. How did you become so very eloquent? And because I believe that's very important in the job in becoming a good MC. Yeah. How did you learn that? Is it again something you're just kind of born with and then you tap on it and just keep perfecting the skill? Yeah.
Thank you so much. You can see I like calling names because I would like to give accolades to people who deserve it.
I mean, that's good.
One of my best person I ever met in my life is John Kenneth Yedu. He's my Cameroon. He's a friend. His mom is from Cameroon. The dad is from Ghana. He's now in Germany. You have Chinozo Roland. You have Akombom Sanji. These are the guys that when I left Semis and I went to Starlight, they gave me that competition. Okay? Well, I've always been an A student, but when I was in St. Beats, I was not an A student because there was so much competition, and I don't really like competition when it comes to education, because to me, education is not a true test of knowledge.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah. So these guys were pushing me when I went to Starlight. We were learning English words. So I would go to class with a dictionary, okay, just to learn words for that night. Then my friend John Kenneth knew all the countries and all the cities and everything about on the Atlas those days.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So these guys were pushing me because I needed to step up to that level. That's one time in my life where I was really competing with, there was a lot of competition with my friends, right? So these guys pushed me through. So now I can talk to you. I can use 10 different words. You will not understand anything I just said using those words because I'm trying to use highfalutin English. I'm trying to use baseless vaporization, which means I am having a conversation with you, but actually talking to myself because I want to show you that I know what I'm saying.
It's one of those situations where they say it's why you say it's better to, if you can use a 50-cent word, just use it. If you can use a 1 cent word,
There
just
you
use
go.
it. Don't
There
use
you
a
go.
$100
There you go.
word where
There you
a
go.
1 cent word would do.
There you go.
And one thing that I personally appreciate about you
Oh wow.
is your voice. You know when you're emceeing, when you talk on the mic,
Yes.
I have a very clunky voice. My voice is, I can sing good. I usually,
wow.
I mean, like I like to claim that I can like sing,
You can sing.
bars or something.
Okay.
Or maybe I could do how do you call this thing now? Where
You have the bedroom
go,
voice,
like
man.
opera kind of.
Yeah.
So like my voice, I don't know what it's like, but yours is like very smooth.
Oh wow.
When you get the mic and you get into an event and you begin the event, you can like tell that voice on that mic is like soothing, the effect it has in the room.
Yeah.
Actually, and then there's usually this period where you kind of like sing as well, and that's just killing it.
Yeah.
So I believe even that voice is a very, very powerful factor in this business.
Thank you.
Is that true? I'm just assuming.
Okay. When I was driving here today with my younger brothers, Musbling, shout out to Musbling and Julio Gaucho, I asked a question to Musbling. I was like, hey, I was with TZ the whole of last weekend, and I realized that his voice, singing is different from his voice when he speaks. So he told me, yeah, he has two different voices away. I was like, I got to understand, like, okay, that's for real. So to me, right, many MCs go and host an event in Cameroon, you will see something different. When they come into an event, they come in with that energy, like, hello, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, you know, you start with that high pitch. When it's about 12 a.m.,
Yeah,
they are drinking water and they are seated. You will never see me sit in an event. And you don't see me drink water or drink a lot like that, because when I talk, I don't talk with my voice. I talk from within. When you talk from within, you will hardly, I can do events back to back for 2 weeks. My voice, I will not lose my voice because I don't shout. People shout to pass an information. No, as an MC, you need to be soft-spoken, eloquent, and also have a little bit of ginger.
Yeah, sure.
So while you're doing everything you're doing, you can switch it. Yeah, like I can decide to be like, oh yeah, man, go on, man. What you trying to do, man? You feel me? What me I say that me are running in that place? Yeah, that's me switching right now to go speak patois. Okay, then I will jump back now and do a little bit of singing. They're like, well, what is he doing? I'm speaking from within. When you just go and you talk with your regular voice before it's 11, you will be seated.
Yeah, you're dead.
So you don't do that. And you don't shout on the mic. This mic right here, this is the best thing that ever happened. You got to love this, man. Yep.
And you've never been on a podcast?
Never.
Isn't this strange?
Never. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When you don't see me in the soccer field, you don't see me on an event, where do you see me? Nowhere.
Probably not.
Yes. My brothers will tell you, you see these two thumbs right here? I'm a game addict. Video games. Yeah, so I like my house. I like it so much so that I will not network to so much to build that brand, because I know the brand is checking in. Look at people like Steve Harvey.
Yeah, sure.
Look at those are people who got millions when they were already crossed 40, right? And now what he has like 8 or 7 shows, right? So I know the time will come where I'm going to have that exposure because I've been putting in the work. As I'm talking to you right now, I've done more than 2,000 events holding the mic. 2,000 is that much. Yeah, from every weekend, I was doing events from the age of 11 until now.
That's
Right?
Yeah, sure.
So you can tell. But to me, I don't have to chase people to come get me. Like people will come for you when they see what you're offering.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So
That's
this
the
is a
value.
time where I've been putting in the hard work. Man, I left from 2019 having 3 suits to 2023 having 62 suits.
Oh, that's why you put on like.
Yes, I only put on suits. Yeah.
let me
Yeah.
let me switch gears here a little bit.
Okay.
When you go to events,
Mhm.
you have to probably be in sync with the event planners. In this
Yes.
case, those who are doing the deco and stuff like that.
Yes.
You have to be in sync, maybe with the guest artists that has been that the
Hired.
they hired or something.
Yeah.
You have to be in sync with maybe people, those who are the caterers, those who are taking care of the food and everything. Maybe even with the security and everyone, the protocol and everything.
Right.
How do you establish a good relationship and not step over toes during that period? Because I know at times the food person can be like, we need to eat now because the food is going to get cold, and you're like, no, it's not a good time now to eat because we have to do this other thing first.
Yeah.
How is that relationship?
We don't have a lot of wedding planners in our community.
So
We don't have a lot of planners. So people just create, they call for the MC, call for the DJ, excuse me, and then they want you guys to just be in sync.
just
First
figure
thing
it out.
first is, if you're going to go with a wedding planner, do the right thing. There's going to be a community committee which is going to be set up. Once you have a committee, now we all going to give our contributions. Then we have a program outline. Then from there, we can now have various time stamp onto the various things that we're going to be doing for that night.
Okay.
You feel me? So when when you give me that call, I will tell you who is the DJ, who is this. Someone like DJ Flex, DJ Blast, DJ Kaka, DJ Chair, DJ Tad. All these people, I've worked with them numerous times. So I know what they do. I know their energy. I know their chemistry. Right? So from there, we go ahead and we plan. Like, okay, this is what we're going to do from the entrance to this sound is coming through. When I go out of state where I'm not really used to the DJs and some other people, what do? I will give them that phone call. Hey, I'm coming to your state. I'm going to be the DJ and I'm going to be the MC. I know you're the DJ. What can we do to give them a remarkable day of their life? So when you tell me, hey, we're going to do this, from there, we can actually have something to do. So communication breeds success. You like thinking that I should have been a communication major. I just read my dictionary during night preps. Yeah, I read my dictionary the whole time.
So you I was like checking your social media and all those pages to prepare for this podcast.
Right.
And I realized I saw you like with a lot of artists. Not only Cameroon-based artists or not only Cameroonians. Seen you with big stars. I'm talking of the likes of like Singular, which was a big fan when I was in high school.
Oh, nice.
I didn't even know it was now. I probably would have hit on. I probably wouldn't have missed this event. But I've seen you with quite a couple of artists. Is that kind of a new bent in your? I don't want to say your career because you're doing this. It's like passion that you're getting compensated for.
Right.
But is that a bent you're trying to take as well in this field? Like not only being an MC, but at the same time being not an event planner per se, but how do you call these guys now? They're like
promoters.
Promoters.
Okay.
Is that something you're envisaging in the close future, or is something you're already doing right now?
Oh, I don't do politics, but let me say something. Do you know why we've had 2 presidents in Cameroon since independence?
That's going to take a. I'm not sure there's an easy answer to that question.
People really don't want to lead. People don't want to lead. Okay, so people don't want to lead. What do? You jump on and take things. I have never thought I could be a promoter, but I realized that people are not stepping up. So once they are not stepping up, I need to step up and do it because of mankind is my place. We need to build it. Right now, I've worked with so many of these artists because I am trying to actually build my brand to a certain level, and me not being egoistic. Cameroon used to be the best when it came to music in Africa or even in the world. Manu Dibango, bless his soul, Richard Bona in the US, West Madiko, you see, and the top who's always been there and is still doing it. And I'm proud to say I have his phone number on my phone because I put in the work.
Was that Rishabona?
Petit pays.
Oh, I was like, oh, yeah, Rishabona.
Petit pays. You know, these are people who have been doing stuff and putting us in the limelight for ages, just like Samuel Eto'o did with football, soccer, right? Yeah. Joel Embiid now is doing it with basketball.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Siakam, Pascal.
Siakam. You know, but you cannot break those names without talking about Mbamute, who actually was Joachim Noir. You know, so we come from a place where people don't want to rule, but now we have limited people doing it. We were top. You see all this 80-20 stuff going on right now in Cameroon. I will not talk about it. But when you look at it, we were the top when it came to music. When I was in school, we used to make fun of some Nigerian actresses who could not dance. We used to make fun of them. They can't dance, they can't do this. But now these guys are killing it in every discipline. The best dancers, the best cook, the lady, the marathon cook, Hilda Baci, everything, you know, because they're putting in the work. We come from a culture where, because I'm not friends with Peter, I am not going to go support his events.
Correct.
You know? So it's our culture which we are trying to leave, but I'm going to tell you now we are getting out of it. People are investing into showbiz. So me getting close to all these people is because I want to lift up my country. I go home every December because I see where these stars are coming from. To be an artist in Cameroon, man, these guys put in so much work. I'm emotional right now because they put in so much work. These guys don't even get the amount of money they're supposed to get from music. But us in the diaspora, what do? All you need to do is with $10 a month, right? You will change an artist's life. I mean, $10 a month, you will change an artist's life back home. Look at Davido. Davido actually did a birthday fundraising or something. He got like, was it like, how much was it?
I mean, millions.
About 50 million naira, right?
That's correct.
And he gave away everything back within 24 hours or 48 hours. But if you try that in the Cameroon industry, it's going to be like, oh, you're trying to beg for money. These people need support.
I saw something, just an aside, I was just like scrolling on my feed and I saw like Kosi bought a car for like the mom, and it was like I was just like going through the comments and people were like, that's not even a new car. Like
can you believe that? Can you believe that?
Like, no, that's not a new car. That's probably what's the mark of that? Like like things like that. Like,
there you go. So, Mr. Peter, you have a platform where you can actually put this out there. I am not very big on Instagram. I think I have 100,000 followers on Instagram. I am very big on my WhatsApp because I keep telling
that's where you contact.
Yes, because I deal with immediate. For me to reach 5 people, I'll reach 5 people that reach 1,000 people who are not going to remember anything.
That's correct.
You see, so you have a platform where you can actually sensitize the public, put this out there. We need to like our own. We need to. I know of Cameroonians who will book foreign MCs and they will pay them $5,000 for an event. When they call me, they will tell me, we have $500. We have $1,000. To me, it's not the money, but you're not respecting my hustle. Yeah, because a hustler actually should get paid.
For sure. I'm going to run through a list of Cameroon artists here.
Okay.
I want you to give me not only Cameroon artists. People have seen pictures with I've seen it with all of these people. I was just like profiling them.
Okay.
And it's quite a list here.
Okay.
It looks like a very popular guy. So what I'll do is I'll do the ladies first.
Okay.
2 seconds. Oh, yeah,
sure.
10 seconds. Sure. Just tell me exactly. Give me your impressions.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with Grace Decker.
Grace Decker, yes, I was fortunate to work with her. Wonderful woman, very beautiful, and she's very, very talented.
Graceful.
Yes. Graceful too. Yeah.
Shura.
Shura has so much energy. We've worked on several occasions. I think she's going to go places.
I haven't seen Shura for a while. She had like a very good hit song and then...
Yeah, she had Nyamangoro.
I
think she changed. She had Aledi aussi. I think she changed her production company.
Okay.
And, but we were together in Yaoundé in December, and she's doing very well.
What about Daphne?
Oh, yeah. Please take my wife out of the room.
She doesn't like that.
Yeah, because Daphne came to Minnesota sometime, and was it 2018 or 2019? I think Eleganza Entertainment brought her, so I went to go support, and I went on stage and I actually sprayed her because I like to spray sometimes when I'm not hosting. So my wife, a friend took a picture and sent to her. So she's like, "Oh, so that's your crush?" Because I told her a while ago that I was crushing
on Daphne.
Yeah. So, but Daphne is happily married. I'm also happily married. So
Yeah, for sure.
Went away. She can come back in now.
what about Blanche? But I probably have one of those on here that Gabe's going probably as this show is going on. He's probably going to switch that in. Impression.
Blanche Bailey, man, this woman has talent and she is a hustler. Yes, Blanche is a hustler. She knows what she's doing. And her voice, l'argent. This lady is dope. Yep.
Yeah, but going back to switching a little bit, you say you go back to Cameroon almost
every December.
Yeah. And when you're there, I realized that you still connect with the home artists.
Yeah.
Guys like Big G Baba.
Yes.
I saw a picture of you guys, Big G Baba and Shoyo. Like,
yes.
For real, I thought Shoyo was in the US. Like, that's how. I was so surprised when I eventually found out that no, that guy is not in the US, in Cameroon.
My brother, Shoyo just opened a barbing salon, barbing studio there in Douala, and Shoyo has always kept that impression that he's from New York, and he calls himself 50 Cent's son. That is what we call big dreams. Where you don't have those big dreams, like I said, Cameroonians don't want to have those. Some Cameroonians don't want to have that big dreams and inspiration to grow. So Shoyo has already set his circle that he's going to get to a certain level. That's why things are coming. This guy is wonderful, very hilarious. When you see him with the blings and without the blings, they're two different people.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about Big G Baba?
Oh, Big G Baba is the wisest man I have met in the industry.
Oh, really?
When it comes to street savviness. Big G Baba, he can pass as a stand-up comedian. Oh, really? He can pass as a business mogul. He can also pass as a wonderful... Like when you get from his rap, right? From his lyrics, Big G Baba is top-notch.
What about Shay Lontom?
Oh, no, that's my brother. That's my brother. That's my brother right there. That's somebody that he will sit and call me and tell me, MC, you haven't called me for the past 2-3 days. You have Shay Lontom, you have Witty Mistral. Those are my brothers. Those are guys that I would take a bullet for them. Because I see what they're doing when it comes to my culture.
You've mentioned Petit Pays already, right? Like
Thibaut Freak, growing up, that's a man that we were looking up to. To finally introduce him and hold the mic and share a stage with him, I knew that my dreams are already there.
Bendeka, Samidiko.
And before you run to that, Petit Pays actually is a business mind too. Yeah, he opened a ranch.
Yes.
So those are the kind of people I want to attribute myself with, relate with them, because he would tell me, Jean Baptiste, how much can you sell me for a show? He has his manager, Mo Kukuri, his producer in Atlanta, Georgia. So I am not his manager or his producer, but I work with him on basis where I can actually make sure that Cameroonians recognize greatness.
That's correct. Correct. That's
that was
Bendeka? That was I was like the Bendeka and Samidiko.
Yes, Uncle Ben. I've worked with him too. I think 2 or 3 events. Yeah, in Limbe and also in Douala. He is a guy that he comes there always well dressed. He doesn't talk too much. He keeps his circle very small, but he's a wonderful talent.
Sure.
Yeah,
big fan. So,
yeah.
what about Gomez?
No.
That was just for Bendeka. Yeah,
okay.
I have Samidiko.
Okay,
right?
For Samidiko, I think he has a show coming up here in Minnesota. It's a surprise, yeah. So Samidiko, we have not really worked together, but I've had instances where we've crossed paths, but he's a wonderful guy too.
What about Gomez?
I like you, man.
Big fan too. Big fan. He has a when I look at like the artist, like the artist vibe, the guy just has it. Like charisma.
Gomez is young. He's a young guy. We met in Douala. I was doing a wedding. He came through. After that, we spoke. Very humble guy. He took some pictures and changed numbers. He's a wonderful guy. He's a guy that we need to invest in. We need to put our hands and shout out to my brother, man, Arnold Kube.
Big fan.
Yep, shout out to you, bro. He did wonderful.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Arnold as well. He's I've not had a single individual on this podcast since I started it that hasn't mentioned Arnold.
No, he's a wonderful guy.
That's how impactful the guy is. Like big shout out, big shout out. Like and he hosts a number of events. Yeah. When you see those flyers going around,
Yeah, please go support.
Go support.
Yeah.
So what about...
He's an MC too.
Oh.
Yeah, he used to. He just stopped doing it because that's more money.
Oh. What about Salatier?
Oh, okay. Oh, Salah. To be very honest with you, when it comes to producers and writers from Cameroon, there is none like him. Yeah. I don't have his phone number. He doesn't have my number. We don't talk like that. But this dude right here, that is a brain. That is a brain. Yeah.
I just saw I saw a picture with some guy called DJ Prado. I didn't really know. I didn't really know the person. I was like, I'm going to ask you.
DJ Prado. He has a song Culture. DJ Prado, like Praudo.
Okay.
Praudo.
Oh, Praudo.
Yeah, he is a wonderful guy. This guy is pushing so much to make sure that Cameroonian artists should actually get paid. So he works with his Cameroon Music Corporation stuff. He's a good guy. He also sings. He's been singing sometime around 2011. Yeah, but he had a hit song in 2015. This guy is good, and he's also my homie. He currently runs Crown Royal Palace in Douala.
What about
Royal Palace? Sorry.
Royal Palace. Royal Palace. What about Maximano?
Oh, Maximano, the angelic voice. Yeah, Maximano, yeah, he's a wonderful guy. He sings like an angel. He's a good guy, very, very calm, composive, and he's not a proud guy. I like him.
Lucky Wonder, before I close my list here with Singular.
Lucky Wonder, he's the guy who sang Camarono, yeah. Oh, he's a legend. Lucky Wonder is a legend. Very humble, very calm. He has a recent song now with one of our Cameroonian artists here in town too. Yeah. So Lucky Wonder is doing very, very well.
Oh, I was about to miss TC Panchak. He was in town last week.
This list where we start calling names, we're always gonna miss people.
Yeah. No, but I don't want. I want you to comment on that.
Yeah. So TZ,
there are actually two of them.
Yeah.
Him, I don't know. I'm a big fan of Mr. Leo as well.
Yes.
So
yeah, I haven't met Mr. Leo yet. Yeah, when he came to Minnesota the day he was performing here, I was getting married in Maryland. I was supposed to be there. So yeah. Oh, Loco too. I've met Loco. Loco has been here too in town. Man, there's so many of there. So TZ Panchak, when you hear from his voice and his brand, he is the guy behind creativity.
Oh, it's
you see, he throws a lot of competition and bring in acts to come and sing and feature in songs. So he's really, really building his community.
He's doing a great job.
Yes, TZ Panchak is wonderful. And Mr. Leo is a good guy too. Lions Production, wonderful artist. Yeah.
The Singular is the last guy on the list. I said I was a big fan of him when I was in high school. He had this song where he was like chilling with a wife. I've forgotten exactly what. I was in high school. I didn't really understand lyrics at the time, but I was like, oh yeah, that thing was nice.
That's my best Singular song too.
Yeah. It's like if I go on my YouTube right now and just type Singular, that's the song that's going to pop up there. Like really. And remember, there was this whole thing with him and Charlotte the Panda that we were going to get together, and then.
Do you know the lady
Lopez
called?
Do
you know the lady called Aisha in Minnesota?
Yeah, I do.
Do you know when Aisha? I love her so much. I always talk about her all the time. When Singular was here, Aisha actually, I don't know if it was Aisha or E Events, one of them. If it's not E Events, Emanuela O is Aisha. They actually said, "Oh, you're the one who left our sister."
Oh, really? What did he say? What was his reply?
He just laughed. Yeah. She said, "Oh, you. What about you and Charlotte?"
Well, man, we're coming like right to the close of this.
No, you cannot close this, man.
This podcast. You know, everything that starts also then.
What about Peter Wanzi?
Oh, what about me?
Yeah. So Peter, ladies, as you can see, the fact that he's not putting on a ring is not because he doesn't own one, but he actually has never been married.
Oh no, no. I was you've spopen about guys who were like in the seminary, and you said wanted to be priest and things.
Yeah,
like that.
I wanted to be a priest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say much about that. Okay. Probably just skip it and and stick to my script.
Oh, you're going to be a priest, huh?
No, let me skip to my script.
Okay, go ahead.
What about as I said, we're coming to the to the end of the show here.
Okay.
And there's usually this last part that I usually never want to miss during the podcast, and it's where I not all my guests usually like this part. Some are like, oh no, I don't want to do it. But
Okay.
I usually like to ask, if you were to tell someone 3 things who just landed in the US today from Cameroon, from Nigeria, from Ghana.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to tell them, get a social security card, get a driver license, and whatever.
Right.
But if you were going to tell them 3 things that is going to set them up in life, what will you tell them?
Land of opportunities. Don't let go of your dreams. Hard work.
That's it, guys. No other way to end this podcast. Thank you, MC Jean Baptiste, for making it. Thank you for the drink. I still have my. Those of you I still have my stuff. I'm going to probably have some of it tonight.
Right.
And thank you, Gabe, for running this with us. And follow Jean Baptiste. What's the best? What's the
MC Jean Baptiste on Snapchat, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. MC Jean Baptiste.
MC Jean Baptiste.
Yes.
MC Jean. Yeah, guys, MC Jean Baptiste. Go hit, follow, like. Oh, by the way, as well, the Unpaved Path Talk podcast. Go on YouTube. Give us a like. Give us a comment. Share with us some ideas. And yeah, we're doing this travel series right now, so we are working on getting to towns where we can actually get Cameroonians or Africans, sub-Saharan African migrants who are doing well there.
Awesome.
Go right there and get the stories firsthand and get that community growing and get information out there. So thank you. See you on the next one.
Thank you, man.